Russia's ambitious orbital manufacturing initiative is advancing as cosmonauts prepare for a spacewalk to grow ultra-pure semiconductors in open space. Sergei Kudryavtsev and Sergei Mikheyev, Russian cosmonauts, are scheduled to retrieve an additional cassette from the experimental Ekran-M equipment, which sits outside the International Space Station, on May 27th. The semiconductor substrates in the cassette were subjected to the vacuum of space, resulting in the formation of layers of gallium arsenide. The effort includes a much broader scope than a straightforward ISS experiment. Scientists in Russia are increasingly considering orbital semiconductor production as a potential technological frontier in which space itself is integrated into the manufacturing process. This project could eventually enable the production of high-performance electronic materials in orbit with a level of purity that is exceedingly challenging and costly to obtain on Earth, provided that it is successful. And honestly, that sounds like science fiction until you realize it is already happening outside the station right now. So what exactly makes the Ekran-M project different from every other semiconductor experiment on Earth? Russian researchers presently describe it as the only active experiment in the world dedicated to developing ultra-pure semiconductor structures directly in open space through molecular beam epitaxy technology. The system was developed by the Zhanov Institute of Semiconductor Physics under the Russian Academy of Sciences. Altitude Attics has covered futuristic aerospace manufacturing concepts before, but this one pushes the boundary into a completely different category. The idea itself sounds surprisingly simple at first. Semiconductor growth requires exceptionally pure conditions. On Earth, even microscopic contamination from oxygen, water vapor, or airborne particles can disrupt the crystal structure of advanced semiconductor materials. To counter that, manufacturers rely on massive vacuum chambers, multiple purification systems, vibration isolation platforms, and fabrication facilities that cost billions of dollars. But then space changes the equation entirely. One of the most important ingredients required for semiconductor growth already exists naturally in orbit: ultra-high vacuum. Scientists believe the environment outside the ISS may eliminate part of the complexity associated with semiconductor manufacturing on Earth. Russian researchers say the vacuum conditions outside the station could make it easier to create cleaner crystalline layers while simplifying parts of the deposition process itself. The equipment attached outside the station uses a method called molecular beam epitaxy, often shortened to MBE. This process evaporates ultra-pure materials into narrow molecular beams that settle onto a heated crystalline substrate. Layer by layer, atoms organize themselves into semiconductor films only a few nanometers thick. It is one of those technologies where the explanation sounds calm and clinical, but the engineering behind it is honestly kind of insane. Molecular beam epitaxy systems are already among the most advanced machines in the semiconductor industry. On Earth, they operate inside ultra-high vacuum chambers where conditions approach near-perfect vacuum levels. Material purity requirements often exceed 99.9999999%. That is commonly referred to as 8N purity. Russian scientists believe performing this process directly in space could produce even better results while easing engineering limitations imposed by Earth-based facilities. Whether that actually works at industrial scale is another question entirely. Still, the fact they are even attempting it says a lot about where the global semiconductor race is heading. And that brings us to the material at the center of the experiment, gallium arsenide, also known as GaAs. Unlike traditional silicon, gallium arsenide can operate at much higher frequencies and temperatures because of its exceptional electron mobility. That makes it valuable for satellite technology, aerospace electronics, military radar systems, photonics, and advanced communications equipment. Gallium arsenide is already used in smartphone power amplifiers to improve wireless communication and signal quality. It is also essential for microwave electronics, lasers, photodiodes, solar panels, and high-frequency integrated circuits. In space applications, GaAs solar cells are especially prized because of their high efficiency and radiation resistance. The broader family of gallium-based semiconductors, including gallium nitride, is becoming increasingly important globally. Gallium nitride technology is rapidly replacing silicon in radar systems, high-power electronics, and advanced telecommunications equipment because it can operate at higher temperatures and voltages. Basically, these are not just better chips. These are materials tied directly to next-generation military systems, satellites, and advanced communications infrastructure. For Russia, producing ultra-pure gallium-based semiconductor layers could have enormous strategic value. The implications extend far beyond civilian electronics into aerospace and defense technologies. And in the background of all this is the pressure created by Western technology sanctions and restrictions on advanced semiconductor equipment. So naturally, one major question emerges. Can orbital manufacturing actually outperform the purity and crystal quality achieved in the world's best semiconductor fabs? Western semiconductor manufacturing already operates with extraordinary precision. Modern MBE systems in the United States, Europe, Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan can produce semiconductor materials with impurity concentrations measured in parts per billion or lower. Advanced semiconductor fabrication also relies on ultra-clean environments that are significantly cleaner than hospital operating rooms. Air is continuously filtered to eliminate microscopic contaminants. Even small vibrations from nearby traffic or tiny temperature fluctuations can affect crystal growth. It is almost absurd how sensitive the process is. Yet Earth-based production still faces unavoidable physical constraints. Gravity influences convection currents. Impurities settle differently. Atmospheric contamination remains a constant challenge. Maintaining ultra-high vacuum conditions requires enormous amounts of energy and highly complex equipment. Russian scientists argue that open space naturally removes some of those limitations. In orbit, there is virtually no atmosphere and no oxygen exposure, while the vacuum environment is extremely difficult to reproduce economically on Earth. That does not automatically guarantee superior semiconductors, but it could allow experimental structures that are difficult or impossible to manufacture conventionally. Altitude Attics has seen plenty of ambitious aerospace concepts over the years, but this is one of the few that directly combines space operations with future industrial production. The biggest challenge, however, is consistency. Western factories can mass-produce billions of transistors with extremely tight tolerances. Orbital production remains experimental, costly, and logistically difficult. Retrieving materials from orbit, analyzing them, and eventually scaling the process into industrial manufacturing could take years, maybe decades. Still, Russian researchers are openly discussing the long-term possibility of manufacturing semiconductor materials directly in orbit. If orbital production becomes commercially viable, future space stations or autonomous platforms could manufacture specialized semiconductor wafers that are difficult or uneconomical to produce on Earth. These facilities would likely focus on niche, high-value materials rather than mass-market processors. This also fits into a larger global trend towards space-based industrialization. Around the world, companies and research agencies are investigating whether microgravity and space vacuum conditions can improve the production of pharmaceuticals, fiber optics, crystals, biological materials, and advanced alloys. Suddenly, the ISS starts looking less like just a research station and more like the early prototype of an orbital industrial zone. Semiconductors are especially attractive because even small improvements in crystal quality can dramatically improve performance in critical applications like military radar, satellite communications, high-efficiency solar cells, and quantum computing. That is why nations are paying such close attention to semiconductor manufacturing technologies right now. Orbital manufacturing also carries major strategic importance for Russia as sanctions continue restricting access to advanced Western semiconductor equipment. Developing independent high-performance semiconductor capabilities has become a national priority. And honestly, when you look at the geopolitical backdrop, this experiment starts making a lot more sense. The timeline of the Ekran-M experiment has moved surprisingly quickly. In October 2025, cosmonauts Alexei Zubritsky and Sergei Ryzhikov installed the experimental hardware on the exterior of the ISS Nauka module. Later that same month, the first cassette inside the system was replaced to continue the growth process. Another experimental cycle followed in March 2026. During the upcoming May 27th spacewalk, Kudzverchkov and Mikheyev will retrieve another cassette containing substrates coated with gallium arsenide layers grown directly in the vacuum of space. Altitude addicts will definitely be watching closely to see what kind of results emerge once the material is analyzed back on Earth. Once returned, scientists will evaluate the material's structure, purity, defect density, and electronic characteristics. These measurements will determine whether orbital growth produced measurable improvements compared to semiconductor fabrication on Earth. And this is where the story becomes bigger than one experiment. The Ekran-M program demonstrates how the International Space Station is increasingly being used not only for scientific research, but also as a testing ground for future industrial technologies. While many ISS experiments focus on biology or human health, this one is aimed directly at manufacturing. Whether space-grown semiconductors eventually become commercially viable remains uncertain. Launch costs, radiation exposure, limited production volume, and operational complexity are all major obstacles. But the project reflects a growing realization across the technology sector that the future of manufacturing may not remain confined to Earth forever. If Russian scientists demonstrate that orbital conditions genuinely improve semiconductor crystal quality, the implications could ripple across industries ranging from telecommunications and renewable energy to military electronics and artificial intelligence hardware. That is a massive possibility, even if practical implementation remains far away. For now, the small cassette being recovered from outside the International Space Station may appear insignificant. But inside, it could be evidence that the next generation of semiconductor manufacturing may one day move beyond Earth's clean rooms and into orbit itself. We thank the people who have liked, subscribed the channel, and shared the videos. We also thank the channel membership for encouraging us. Last but not least, we also thank the viewers who have hyped our videos.